9 disgusting things narcissists do while taking a shower. Have you ever stopped to wonder what really goes on inside a narcissist's mind when they're completely alone? What are they thinking about when no one else is watching? Now, imagine them doing something as ordinary as taking a shower. You might assume that's a time for peace, relaxation, or even basic self-care, just like it is for most people. But when it comes to narcissists, nothing is ever that simple. Their mind doesn't take a break from manipulation, control, and self-obsession, not even in the shower. In fact, this seemingly private moment can reveal some of their most shocking and disturbing behaviors. And trust me, what happens behind that closed bathroom door will leave you absolutely speechless. A narcissist's shower time isn't just about getting clean. It's a moment where their real nature comes to the surface, without the mask they wear in front of others. Some use this time to fuel their self-obsession, indulging in grand fantasies where they are the most powerful, most desirable, or most important person in the world. Others take this private moment to replay past arguments, plotting revenge, or twisting the truth until they see themselves as the ultimate victim. And then there are those who use this time to vent their hidden rage, acting out the toxic behaviors they often keep suppressed in public. When you truly understand how a narcissist's mind works, you'll realize that even something as routine as showering can become a stage for their dark, manipulative, and twisted tendencies. The things they do in the shower, things most people would never even think of, are a direct reflection of who they really are beneath the surface. And once you hear what these behaviors are, you'll never look at a narcissist the same way again. In this video, we're exposing 9 disgusting things narcissists do while taking a shower, behaviors that will make your skin crawl and confirm everything you suspected about them. Some of these habits might seem bizarre, others outright disturbing, but all of them give you a rare glimpse into the mind of a narcissist when they think no one is watching. Make sure you stick around until the very end, because the final one might just be the most shocking of all. If you haven't already, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who needs to hear this message. The more we expose these hidden truths, the more power we take back from narcissists and their manipulations. Now let's dive deep into the unsettling world of what really happens when a narcissist steps into the shower. First, let's talk about how a narcissist can turn something as simple as a shower into an over-the-top, ego-boosting ritual. For most people, stepping into the water is about washing away the dirt and refreshing the body. But for a narcissist, it's not just about hygiene. It's about feeding their inflated self-image. From the moment they walk into the bathroom, it becomes a stage for self-worship. They might stand in front of the mirror for long periods, flexing their muscles, adjusting their posture, and admiring their reflection as if they were royalty. They might tilt their head from different angles, run their fingers through their hair, or strike poses as if they're preparing for a photo shoot. Some even talk to themselves in an exaggerated way, giving themselves pep talks, repeating affirmations, or even practicing how they will speak to others to sound more charming and superior. To them, the mirror is not just glass, it's a tool for validation. They stare at their reflection with intense admiration, as if they are gazing at a masterpiece. Some may even smile at themselves, wink or whisper things like, "I am unstoppable," reinforcing their belief that they are above everyone else. But what happens when the mirror doesn't show them what they want to see? What if they notice a wrinkle, a flaw, or something that makes them feel less perfect? The shift in their mood can be shocking. They may suddenly become irritated, angry, or even lash out, blaming bad lighting, poor sleep, or stress for anything that doesn't align with their idealized self-image. This moment of insecurity might be short-lived, But the emotional reaction can be intense, sometimes even leading them to seek validation elsewhere immediately after their shower. Then there's the way narcissists use their shower time as a space for elaborate and self-glorifying fantasies. For most people, showers can be a place of quiet thinking, a moment to unwind and process the day. But for narcissists, it's more than that. It's a mental stage where they create grandiose scenarios in their heads. They don't just think about their plans or reflect on their day. Instead, they mentally script entire conversations, arguments, and imaginary victories where they always come out on top. They might rehearse how they'll dominate a conversation, manipulate someone into feeling guilty, or even practice ways to make themselves seem more powerful and admired. Some relive past situations, rewriting history in their minds so that they appear as the ultimate hero or the unfairly wronged victim. If they lost an argument earlier in the day, they replay it over and over, altering the details so that, in their version, they deliver the perfect comeback and leave the other person speechless. If they felt overlooked in a social setting, they may imagine an alternative scenario where everyone recognizes their brilliance and gives them the praise they believe they deserve. To them, the shower isn't just a place to get clean. It's their personal theater where they are always the star, and in their mind, they are the one who always has the final say. But let's take it even further. Have you ever noticed how narcissists can turn even the most ordinary, everyday activities into a power move, a way to control others or make a statement? Their shower routine is no exception. If they live with family members, a partner, or roommates, they may use their shower time to subtly inconvenience others. They might take excessively long showers, using up all the hot water without a second thought, knowing full well that someone else is waiting. It's not just an accident, it's a subtle assertion of dominance. The message is clear. Their comfort and needs come first, and everyone else simply has to wait. They enjoy knowing that others have to adjust their schedules around them, whether it's waiting for the water to heat up again or rearranging their routine to avoid conflict. And if someone dares to complain, the narcissist might act clueless, pretending they had no idea, or they may even get defensive, turning it into an argument about how they deserve their time in the shower because they work so hard or need to relax. They don't care how their actions affect others because, in their mind, their needs will always outweigh everyone else's. And speaking of control, some narcissists use their shower time as more than just a personal escape. It becomes a private war room where they plot and strategize their next moves. While most people take showers to clear their minds and relax, a narcissist often steps into the water with a very different purpose. They are mentally reviewing their relationships, figuring out how to manipulate those around them, and fine-tuning their latest schemes. They might go over recent conversations, analyzing where they could have exerted more dominance, where they could have been more convincing, or how they can twist situations to work in their favor. Their minds don't rest, constantly looking for ways to gain power and control. Some will recall past manipulations with satisfaction, replaying moments when they successfully deceived or tricked someone, taking pleasure in how easily they controlled the situation. If something didn't go their way, they may use this time to plan a new strategy, thinking of ways to recover their perceived power. To a narcissist, everything is a game of control, and even something as ordinary as a shower becomes a space for them to strengthen their grip on others. They see people as chess pieces, and alone in the steam and water, they carefully think about their next moves, deciding who they will manipulate next and how they will ensure they stay on top. It's a chilling reality, but for them, power is everything, even in the most private moments. For some narcissists, the shower isn't just a place to plot. It's also where their anger festers and grows. Narcissists are deeply insecure individuals who hate feeling powerless, and their alone time often turns into a breeding ground for resentment. While the outside world might see them as composed or confident, behind closed doors, their rage can take over. They might clench their fists under the water, their faces twisting in frustration as they stew over past conflicts. They replay arguments, thinking about every word said, obsessing over how they were wronged, and imagining ways to punish those who challenged them. Some may talk to themselves, muttering under their breath, gritting their teeth as they feed their anger. They go through imaginary scenarios where they lash out, where they finally get even with someone who crossed them. If they feel slighted by a partner, friend, or coworker, their shower time might be spent envisioning revenge, how they will emotionally manipulate, guilt-trip, or completely shut out the person who dared to stand up to them. They don't see themselves as the problem. Instead, they see the world as unfair, full of people who don't appreciate them enough. By the time they step out of the shower, they feel even more justified in their toxic behaviors, ready to carry out whatever plan they've convinced themselves is necessary. But not all narcissists channel their emotions into anger and control. Some use their shower time for self-pity, drowning in a sense of victimization that fuels their need for attention. While they may present themselves as confident, superior, or untouchable to the outside world, their alone moments can tell a different story. Some narcissists step into the shower and allow themselves to sulk, wallowing in self-pity, feeling sorry for themselves in ways they would never admit to anyone else. They might stare blankly at the tiles, their minds filled with thoughts about how unfair life is, how they don't get the respect they deserve, or how no one understands them. Some may even cry in the shower, though not for the reasons most people would expect. Their tears aren't about genuine sadness, but about feeding their own belief that they are the true victim. They might whisper to themselves, repeating self-soothing phrases, convincing themselves that they are the ones who have been mistreated, betrayed, or underappreciated. They think about all the ways the world has failed them, about how much they do for others while receiving so little in return. But here's the thing. Once they step out of that shower, it's as if none of it ever happened. They dry off, look in the mirror, and slip right back into their manipulative ways. For narcissists, this cycle of self-pity is nothing more than a performance, a rehearsed act they put on for themselves. It's not about real self-reflection or growth. It's about reinforcing their belief that they deserve more, that they are owed something by the world. And once they finish their act, they return to their usual tactics, seeking validation, admiration, and control, never truly confronting the emptiness they try so hard to escape. And here's something truly strange. Some narcissists don't just look at themselves in the mirror before or after a shower. They actually talk to their own reflection while they're in there. It might seem odd to imagine, but for them, it's not just a passing habit. It's a deliberate part of their routine. They might engage in full conversations with themselves, practicing the perfect speech, rehearsing insults, or fine-tuning the charming and persuasive words they plan to use on others. It's almost as if they're actors preparing for their next big performance, carefully shaping every word, every expression, and every tone to ensure they can manipulate people exactly how they want. Some might stare into their reflection with admiration, whispering affirmations to themselves, reinforcing their belief that they are superior to everyone else. Others might take on different roles in their imaginary scenarios, pretending to be the hero, the victim, or the powerful leader that everyone looks up to. If they've had an argument recently, they'll use this time to practice all the comebacks they wish they had said, creating entire dialogues where they always win, always come out on top, and always prove their dominance. If they feel they need to charm or deceive someone soon, They might rehearse fake sincerity, practicing their most convincing tone of voice to make sure they appear genuine, even when they're not. It's unsettling to think about, but for narcissists, this isn't just harmless self-talk. It's a way to perfect their manipulation tactics. They want to make sure that when they interact with others, they say exactly what needs to be said to get the reaction they want. They don't engage in real, heartfelt conversations. They study interactions like a science, tweaking their words and expressions to maintain the perfect false image. The shower gives them uninterrupted time to refine their act, ensuring that when they step out, they're fully prepared to deceive, control, or impress those around them. But if there's one habit that truly exposes just how deep their selfishness runs, it's their complete disregard for others, even in the smallest, most routine situations. A narcissist doesn't see a shared bathroom as something to respect. They see it as their own personal space, no matter who else lives there. They might leave a complete mess behind after their shower. Water everywhere, towels on the floor, products scattered across the sink, without a single thought about the person who has to use the space next. They don't care if their actions inconvenience others, because in their minds, their time, comfort, and preferences always come first. If they live with a partner, family, or roommates, their shower habits can become yet another way to assert control and dominance over the people around them. They might deliberately take excessively long showers, knowing full well that someone else is waiting. They might use up all the hot water, letting others suffer with cold showers just because they feel entitled to more. Some will take their time getting ready afterward, moving slowly, adjusting their hair, or admiring themselves in the mirror, while others are forced to wait, subtly reinforcing the idea that their needs are more important than anyone else's. And then there's the more passive-aggressive side of their behavior. If they're upset with someone or feeling the need to assert control, they might forget to clean up after themselves just to create inconvenience or frustration. They might use someone else's products without asking, leave the shower running unnecessarily, or even intentionally block access to the bathroom when they know someone else needs it. These actions may seem small on the surface, but they're part of a larger pattern, a constant reminder that they believe they are above everyone else. To the narcissist, every aspect of life, no matter how small, is an opportunity to assert power, demand attention, or feed their own ego. Even something as simple as showering becomes yet another space where their selfishness, manipulation, and disregard for others are on full display. So, there you have it, -9 shocking and downright disturbing things narcissists do while taking a shower. At first, it might seem strange to think that something as ordinary as showering could reveal so much about their personality, but when you really break it down, it all makes perfect sense. Narcissists don't do anything without a deeper, self-serving purpose, and that includes their most private moments. Their shower time isn't just about hygiene or relaxation. It's another opportunity for them to fuel their inflated sense of self, engage in manipulative thinking, and reinforce their toxic tendencies. From excessive self-admiration to rehearsing fake conversations, from dwelling on revenge fantasies to finding new ways to control those around them, their shower habits offer a rare glimpse into the twisted inner workings of their mind. They use this alone time to solidify their delusions, plot their next moves, and validate their own selfish behavior. It's yet another reminder that narcissists are always thinking about themselves, whether they're in public, in private, or even standing under running water. Once you start to recognize these patterns, you begin to see just how deep their self-absorption goes. Even the simple act of taking a shower becomes a performance, a game, or a power play. And while most people use shower time to relax, reflect, or recharge, narcissists turn it into something else entirely, another space to reinforce their own superiority, stir up resentment, and perfect their ability to deceive. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button so more people can see this content. And if you want to continue exploring the complexities of narcissistic behavior, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We dive deep into these toxic patterns and uncover the hidden truths behind their actions. Also, sharing this video with someone who needs to hear it could really help them gain clarity about what they may be dealing with. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever noticed any of these behaviors in a narcissist? Have you experienced firsthand how even their most private moments reflect their toxic nature? Let's start a conversation below. Your experiences could help others who are struggling to understand the narcissists in their lives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.